How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. So today we are going to be working on the Blazer. I want to go ahead and get wheel spacers ordered for this and tires, because like I said before, wheels are always, or always should be. I mean, when I did the Silverado, I didn't, but I already knew what I was running and I knew that it would fit. But this, totally different story. So let's go ahead, get the wheels off, and then I'll show you how to measure for wheel adapters and all that kind of stuff of how we're going to be setting this up. So let's go ahead, get this wheel off, and then get the wheel other rim out, and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so here it is, it's on. Well, not really on, it's just kind of sitting on there. Now, let me take it off real quick and kind of show you. Now, you always want to at least run, wheel adapters that are longer than the studs. And mine are basically just over an inch. I mean, just like barely. Now, everybody always has said on these right here, run about 1.25 inches, and that should give you the right amount of spacing. Now, you just throw these on and see how it is touching the leaf spring, and it's close to the frame, all that kind of stuff. So it needs to be spaced out. Only downside is we are kind of flush up here. But again, not a big deal. We can roll or get the fender lip in. That'll give us an extra inch right here. Now, I know the bad thing is no matter what camera I have, you will not be able to see down inside here. Alright, let's take the center cap off, see if that'll kind of help out a little bit. Alright, now right there I have basically the lug nut or wheel stud, whatever, the bolt in there is flush with the back of the wheel. And it's touching, basically touching the frame, which is fine. Now, if I move it out just a hair, it should give me the room. All right, this is kind of really hard to do, but basically, I can measure through to there, and I am 1.25 inches away. Now, when I do the 4-link on this, it's not going to be this wide. My bottom bar is going to come right here, so I got to give that some leeway, because this is wide. The bar is going to be a lot smaller. Whew, as hot as on the what. I need something that I can sit on here. Let me see if I find something that I can sit on here that'll kind of kick it out. Okay, so I went ahead and got some blocks, just 2x4s cut down. Now, if you measure a 2x4, it's really, 1.5 inches. Now, just to show you that I'm probably going to go with a 1.5 inch spacer. Now, you can measure the back spacing on these, and again, these things have a heck of a lot of back spacing. So it's almost, man, my hand is like shaking. almost 7.5. It's kind of like 7 3/8 back spacing. Now, I want to have enough room back here. I don't want it to be like crazy tight. So you come out the 1.5, you know, put a straight edge across it. Then you can measure from the leaf spring out. And we're talking from the leaf spring, which is the farthest out, is practically 7 3/4 inch away from the leaf spring, which gives me plenty of room. So I could go 1.25 inches. I'm not worried about this because this is going to come off. We're going to cut that off. We'll go ahead here and measure up to the frame up here, and I know that this is going to have plenty of room up here. See, over 8 inches. So basically on the back, I can go down to 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, either or. It'll give me plenty of room on the back, so I don't run into nothing, I guess. Alright, next we need to tear the front off, because the front I think is going to be the harder because of the way the control arms and all that stuff. So let's go ahead, let's put the back together, and we'll go ahead and get the front apart and look at how the front's set up. Whew, man, it is hot as I don't know what outside. But that's alright. I mean, it's summer. Gotta get this stuff done. I'm just glad that I got a day where it ain't raining yet. It's supposed to rain later this afternoon, so gotta get this done, get grass cut, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so here it is on this, on the front. A lot tighter up front. I mean, a lot tighter. It does fit. Same thing is I've got the 1.5 inch, you know, 2x4s behind it. Now, doesn't give me, I mean, I can get my, I mean, it ain't flat right now, but I can get my hands behind the stock control arms. We probably will go with aftermarket tubular, give me more room. The only issue is going to be the steering arm. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's real tight. Now, I don't want to kick the wheel out like extremely, because the issue, I mean, it ain't flat, but on the front, running 1.5 inch, the tire and rim is going to come like right to the lip. So the front's going to take some massaging to get it under. Basically, when it goes down, we're just going to camber the heck out of it to get away from that. So not a big deal. On the back, I didn't put it on camera, but I did measure, and it's basically like 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch into the pinch weld. So basically the back, trim it down, roll it, whatever. But I got plenty of room because that pinch weld's 1 inch, you know, 1 inch wide across it. So it's barely getting into it. That's perfect. The front, we're just going to camber the crap out of it. So that way, when it goes in, it's just going to tuck under. Not a big deal. We'll just put a, I won't say a good amount, but we're going to put some camber in this thing. So when it lays out, we can get it to tuck. But for the most part, everything under looks like it's going to clear. I might what I might do is modify my steering arm knuckle, is, you know, like a drift thing, is where they cut them and then they'll move it in. Is everybody does it, drifting, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So if I just cut, you know, all of this right here and then move it in, I mean, shoot, ½ inch. Just move that in ½ inch. That'll give me plenty of room to clear the wheel. And heck, it'll give me some drift boy angle on this thing. No, not really a lot, but I'm seriously thinking about doing that. I don't know if we're going to put drop spindles on this thing. We got to get it laid out first and then see how far it is off the ground. If it touches the ground, then we're good. The one thing that, you know, on these is you got to de-hump the lower control arms if you're running stock. So it's basically cut this out on both sides. There's a hump right there. That will help get these things on the ground. But besides that, we're going to run. So we're going to run 1.5-inch wheel spacers on this thing. I think that's going to be the perfect size to give us plenty of room, because I don't want, I could run 1.25 inch, but I would rather have more space away from everything that's moving. Or I guess it's not moving, the tire's moving. But I'd rather have a lot of room. And if it causes me to trim fenders, roll fenders, kind of massage the body, that's fine. I would rather massage the body, fit it underneath there perfectly, than having the wheels too close to this and that. So I'm going to go ahead, run 1.5-inch spacers. Now tires for these, so these are 17s. We're going to run basically the same thing that's on the car. These are 18s, but they're 235/40. So, and we're going to run the same thing. So 235/40 18. We're going to run the same thing on those wheels, which are going to be 235/40 17. And they're not stretched that much. I mean, they do have a little bit of stretch, but not a lot. So let's go ahead, wrap this video up, and then I will go inside, cool off, and order me wheel spacers and tires for this thing, and then we can go ahead and get the new wheels on this thing, get it sitting on the ground, get it looking right, and then from there we can start chopping this thing apart. But next video will be on this, which we'll be finishing the air suspension on the back of this in the next video. Alright, so that's all for this video. We'll get all that stuff ordered here in a minute, and then we're going to go ahead and get on this truck here shortly after we finish the bourbon. But next thing on this will be getting the wheels on it and figuring out why this thing's misfiring. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in the next video.